The Kansas City Stars hosted Northwest Arkansas for the home opener of the Mid-America High School Hockey League regular season. Stars and Ice Hogs split a pair of games. We'll take a look and recap last weekend's action. Also, Stars head down to Wichita to take on the three-time defending league champions for a couple of games this weekend. We'll preview those. Interviews with players, as well as a conversation with Stars forward and alternate captain Przybylski. All that and more on this episode of the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. And welcome to another episode of the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. I am your host, Rob Plamondon. Thank you for watching. Before I begin, please hit that like button below. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit the subscribe button right now. Hit that notification button and let us know what you think in the comments below. Well, the Stars hosted the Northwest Arkansas Ice Hogs in the home opener of the Mid-America High School Hockey League regular season. Stars and Ice Hogs splitting a pair of games, with the Stars winning it Saturday night by the score of 6-4, a game in which they trailed 4-1 midway through the third period, then 5 unanswered goals. The Ice Hogs came back Sunday morning with a 7-3 win in a game that it looked like the Stars might mount a comeback, but Northwest Arkansas pulled away late in the game and got the win. These games kind of look similar in the sense that both games early on, Northwest Arkansas carried most of the play. They used their speed from some of their better players like Max Saunders, Chance Freed, Chris Huang, William Sullivan, and got out in front early in both games. Stars got in a little bit of penalty trouble, giving the Ice Hogs some power play opportunities, and anytime you do that, it can come back to haunt you, which it did in this case. In that first game, I thought the Stars did a really good job in the second half of the game after going down 4-1 midway through the second period. They started putting a body on the Ice Hogs. They started slowing them down through the neutral zone, forcing them to go wide as they were entering the zone. They did a good job getting back on the back check, and really good job with the sticks to poke the puck off the Ice Hog skaters as they were carrying the puck in. Really slowed down Saunders and the others. Now Saunders did have a hat trick, but that was in the first half of the game, and second half of the game they really shut him down good. Gavin Napier played outstanding, but in this game it was Ziggy Paulson who got the Stars on the board first with a shorthanded goal, a play that was really made by Tristan Pryor as he took the puck down, dropped it to Ziggy, who fanned on the shot. The puck came back to his backhand, and he was able to knock it in. Karston Reuter with his first varsity goal for the Stars. I caught up with Karston after the game, asked him what his thoughts were on getting his first goal as a varsity Stars player.
Well, I kind of just went up there. I was the third guy, so I went high. And then Sanders got it to me, and I took the onesie, and I went in.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah. Well, great goal tonight, great game, and hey, let's go get another one tomorrow.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Luke Grissel had a couple of goals in this game, including the second one here, which he scored early in the third period. That tied the game at 4-4. And just shortly thereafter, he had a nice feed to Josiah McCray, who got his first varsity goal. It turned out to be the game winner, and I caught up with Josiah after the game. I asked him about the goal and how it felt to get the game-winning goal in this game.
So, it was pretty nasty. I have to say myself, but really, I'm just glad that Luke fed me. He saw me. I called for the puck, and I'm just glad that we were there. The communication was there. And I saw him cut in, so I cut across, looking for the open guy, and I got it. And it went 5-hole, so... And that's by Luke. I got you. Your little 5-hole.
Hey, you play with Luke. Yeah, you'll go 5-hole a lot. But,
it works. It works.
And Gavin Napier, outstanding toward the end of the game as the Stars tried to kill off the final couple minutes. They had to do so shorthanded. In fact, the Ice Hogs had a 6-on-4 when they pulled the goalie, but Napier with some nice saves, a flurry here in front of the net, and then another one with about 30 seconds left before Tristan Pryor took the puck and flung it down the net into the empty net, and that pretty much put it away at 6-4. So the Stars get the win on Saturday night. Sunday's game a little bit different in the second half of the game in that the Stars were not able to slow down Saunders and Freed and Sullivan and the other top line of the Ice Hogs. Saunders got another hat trick. Freed also had a hat trick in that game. In this game, James Gorter picked up his first goal as a varsity player. I asked him about that goal. Here's what he had to say.
So I seen it in front of the net, and I was just standing there. And then it came to me, and Jacob Paulson taught me how to catch and shoot. So that's what I did. I just catch and shot it right below the goalie's glove and went in.
Ziggy Paulson had a nice goal as he took a face-off right after a Northwest Arkansas goal and ripped a laser that beat Ben McMaster just underneath the crossbar. And Luke Gressel also picked up his fourth goal of the season on this goal here in the third period that made it 5-3 at the time. Gavin Napier played well. He stopped a breakaway early in the game, this one on Peyton Keener on a breakaway. But just toward the end, the Ice Hogs were just too much, and they were able to pull away and get the 7-3 win. Junior varsity teams were also in action over the weekend. JV1 struggled a bit. They lost a couple of games to Midmo by scores of 4-2 and 2-1. JV2 had a good weekend, however. They were able to shut out the Knights JV2 by a score of 2-0 and managed a 4-4 tie against the St. Joseph Griffins. JV3, tough weekend for them against the Northwest Arkansas Ice Hogs, losing by scores of 4-1 and 2-1. Before I move on to the next segment, I want to go back to the Midmo game, the second Midmo game a couple weeks ago, in which Luke Gressel scored the game-winning goal with 14 seconds left. If you watch the game on the live stream, you'll know that the camera was not pointing at the goal, so we couldn't see it. But I did get video copy from Michelle Gressel, which I'll put up here, and you can see the game-winning goal scored by Luke Gressel in that game with 14 seconds remaining. So thanks, Michelle. Appreciate you sharing your video, and happy to be able to share it here. When we return, we'll take a look at the Wichita Thunder on the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. Things don't get any easier for the Stars as they head south to take on the Wichita Thunder for a pair of games against the three-time defending league champions. Last year, Wichita undefeated with a record of 20 wins, no losses, and 2 ties, and they cruised right through the playoffs to earn their third consecutive league championship. And so far this year, they picked up right where they left off, 4-0 on the season, outscoring their opponents by a margin of 17-4. Well, they do on offense, despite losing their leading scorer, Peyton Novak. They return most of their offensive production from a year ago. Toby House is back. He had 37 points last year, 18 goals. Nathan Zane, 16 goals, 33 points a year ago. Dylan Roberts with 10 goals, 12 assists a year ago. As well as Tucker Crowley, Gavin Byers, Clayton Riddle, a number of other players that can certainly skate and put the puck in the net. So far this year, Zane has led the team in scoring, 4 goals and 5 assists. Dylan Roberts right behind him with 5 goals and 3 assists. Toby House only 2 goals and 1 assist, but he'll pick it up as the season goes along. This is a team that is they're very fast. They skate well. They're disciplined. They keep their position very well. They move the puck extremely well, and they have a lot of goal scorers. Any of their lines can score, so the Stars are not going to get a rest whatsoever, regardless of who's on the ice for the Thunder. Defensively in goal, David Giffords, he's graduated, but Drazik Brooks has stepped in and done outstanding so far in the first 4 games. A year ago at the JV level, he compiled a record of 9 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie, but a respectable 1.92 goals against average. So far this year, he's played in all 4 of the Thunder game, giving up just the 4 goals, and has stopped all but 4 of the shots. In fact, he has a .960 save percentage, certainly very impressive. So they're good in goal, and I often say that the Wichita goalie is kind of like the Maytag repairman. He's the guy that doesn't see a lot of work, but he's still facing almost 23 to 24 shots a game, so teams are getting the puck to the net. I'd say, too, just about this team, if there was a sports book for high school hockey, no question the Thunder would be the odds-on favorite to win a 4th consecutive league championship. Yeah, I think for the Stars to be successful this weekend, they're going to have to play mistake-free hockey. They're going to have to be physical. They're going to have to move the puck well. They're going to have to get the puck to the net, crash the net. And on defense, they need to make sure they don't turn the puck over in their own zone. A D-zone turnover, a good chance the puck will end up in the back of their net, as Wichita is very good at taking advantage of those turnovers. And they need to play penalty-free hockey. You don't want to give Wichita too many power play opportunities, as they're fast and they just know they use the ice extremely well, and they're good 5-on-5, let alone when they have the power play. So it'll be a good test for the Stars. Going back to the game they played in the Jamboree, Wichita jumped out to a 5-0 lead early in the second period. But after that, I thought the Stars skated pretty well with them. They got more physical. They clogged up the neutral zone, made it difficult for the faster Wichita players to get to the net, forced them to the outside of the ice, and I thought did a pretty good job, did well on getting back on defense, didn't turn the puck over in their defensive zone. So if they can do that for a full 45 minutes, who knows, they can potentially come away with a win or certainly get a point or two here this weekend against a very, very good Wichita team. JV teams will also be in action this weekend. JV1 will be traveling down to Springdale to take on the Northwest Arkansas Ice Hogs. JV2 will be traveling with the Varsity to take on the Wichita Thunder for a couple of games. And JV3 will be at home on Friday facing the Kansas City Knights JV1, and on Sunday, the Knights JV2. Up next, my conversation with Stars forward and alternate captain Ellis Przybylski on the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. I'm now joined by Stars forward and alternate captain Ellis Przybylski. Ella, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Great. Well, Ella, a couple games against Northwest Arkansas this past weekend. You win one, you lost one.
Yep.
Tell me about the games. What were your thoughts?
They're definitely a really good team, so it was good that we could come out on our home opener and at least win the first one. It was a great comeback win, and I think it's going to start off our season well. Number 11 and number 4 were really good players, so, it was good that we limited them a little bit more than other teams have done in the past. So,
Well, great. Well, you're 4 games into the season.
Yep.
Looking at the way you've played through 4 games, what do you think your strengths are, and where do you think you need to improve as the season goes on?
Our strengths are definitely transitioning offense to defense or defense to offense. Obviously, we've had some pretty high-scoring games, too, so I think scoring goals hasn't been a real problem for us this year, but we do need to work a little bit better in the D zone because we do get caught puck watching and kind of scrambling a little bit, so we definitely got to lock down on defense a little bit more.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is, compared to last year anyways, you're getting the puck to the net and on goal more often than you did last time.
Totally.
Much better. Much better. So you were voted alternate captain by your teammates, by your coaches. What does that mean to you to have the A on your sweater, to be a leader on this team?
It means a lot. My brother was a captain, so it's kind of been a goal of mine to kind of follow in his footsteps, and I'm really proud that I get to, help out the team on and off the ice.
Great. Headed down to Wichita this weekend.
Yeah.
3-time league defending champions, tough team. What's going to take to get some wins down there?
They're definitely a beatable team. They tied the Saints, and we've beat the Saints, so we know that we can beat them. They like to cycle the puck a lot, so we got to make sure that we're covering our players in the D zone and not get caught puck watching, like I said before. They're a fast team too, so we got to keep our feet moving the whole game and not get caught on our heels for sure.
Yeah. So if you think about your career as a hockey player, what are 1 or 2 of your favorite moments or your best memories playing this game?
I really liked our trip to Chicago last year. It was like a snowstorm, and it was kind of fun because we got stuck there for a little more than we should have been. Probably that, and then playoffs my sophomore year when we had 2 overtime wins, and then we went to the championship. That was a good time too.
Great. And what are your plans after high school? Do you plan to keep playing hockey, or what?
I've applied some places. I'm just waiting to hear back, but I am hoping to play some ACHA hockey somewhere. So it's still a question mark, but I look forward to hearing back.
All right, fantastic.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining the podcast. Really appreciate it, and good luck against Wichita
Thank
this
you.
weekend.
Thank you for having me.
Great, thank you. Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. Just a reminder, if you're not able to make the trip down to Wichita, you can watch the game here live on the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey YouTube channel. Game times this weekend, Saturday, 4:15 p.m., and then Sunday morning at 8:30 p.m. And again, if you can't attend the games, watch them live, or the games will be posted afterwards. You can watch them in replay. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you soon on another episode of the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast.